Queries are useful for working with just those fields from a table that pertain to the task at hand. When you want to further restrict the data you work with based on the value contained in a field, you can use criteria in your query. Criteria are rules that you include in the design of the query. These rules specify values or patterns that you want the fields to match or contain to be returned by the query. To create a select query, you work in Design View. Select the Create tab and the Query Design button. The Show Table dialog box displays. Select the appropriate table. Specific fields from the table can be selected to run the query against. The easiest way to do this is to scroll through the field list in the Database Table window in the upper pane of the Select Query window, and then double-click the field names that should be included in the query. This action will result in Access adding the selected fields to the design grid in the lower window pane. A query can be created to look for records that satisfy some criterion. Setting a criterion equal to a specific value limits the results returned. To enter criteria, enter them in the criteria row in the design grid below the field name to which the criterion applies. If you want to use text data in a criterion, simply type in the text in the criteria row below the corresponding field name. Access will look for exactly what you put in the criteria row. After you have created a select query, you run it to see the results. Change to Datasheet View to see the results, or click the Run button. In this select query, customers who live in Oxford are displayed. To enter a number as a criterion, type the number without any dollar signs or commas. If commas or dollar signs are used in a query, Access will display an error message. Three records met the criterion of having a balance of $400. Access will assume it should look for records that are equal to the amount in the criteria box unless you use a comparison operator such as less than or equal, greater than or equal. In this select query, we will look for balances of more than $400 by using the greater than comparison operator. Three customers met the criterion of a balance greater than $400. A wildcard character can be used in the criteria row. The asterisk and question mark are wildcards. In this query, a wildcard will be used to select customers who live in a city that begins with the letter G. A G and an asterisk will be entered into the criteria row under the city field. Three customers live in a city that starts with the letter G. Access automatically adds the like operator and quotation marks to criteria that use wildcards.